You mentioned that Brussels was set to attract more organisations, trade organisations and services companies. Are there any figures about how much demand we may see? And would Brussels be interested in importing some of our under-demolished buildings in the Netherlands?
I think I can, speaking personally, I'd say, are there figures available? And I'd say no. I think it's a feeling, but it can grow very quickly. We had a small letting to one of the world's major companies in one of our buildings, and they came in for a rep office, nothing to do with their activities here in the country, just a rep office to the EC. And 3 months after they moved in, they called us and said, could we take twice as much space because we were expanding more than we expected. And that is just a very tiny example of what we see here. I'm not sure, with the possible exception of some of the organisations which are in the Netherlands and which have been tempted to come to Brussels, what the interaction might be, but I don't think it's going to result in a great deal of interplay between the two office markets. One of the things we haven't touched on is the fact that the development pipeline is definitely drying up, and that I think is going to be the case until there is more financing running freely in the system. And that could be the point which leads to, with the additional demand, which I think, coming back to Brussels, be centred around the European community in the Cathy-Leopold area. But I think that could lead to some recovery in values fairly shortly.